Clap your hands, everybody. Listen, hit that like, hit that subscribe. 1098. That's my baby. That's my baby.
We're going at it at 110%.
I just want 5 minutes of happiness, please. Just give me 5 minutes.
And they scored! They did it!
Left.
What the hell was that? Oh, yeah!
What the fuck are you talking about?
Folks, Bob Mannery here. You're listening to A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes.
Let's go. 1098. Welcome in, everybody. Another edition of Phlite Zone, only on A2D Radio. No Jimmy tonight. Filling in for him, Tom and Will. And as always, Evan's in the house. Me and Will, we're going to keep it real. I don't know about Ev.
I have notes right here. Don't worry.
We'll talk about that on Who's Right tonight after the show. But we got a lot to talk about. We'll preview Mets Phillies. Okay, but before we get into any of that, we are brought to you by bodycheckwellness.com. Use promo code A2D, 20% off. Listen, go test their products out. Go try them. I got one right here. It's the energy and endurance one. Oh, let me tell you. Clarity and focus. Good stuff. Check them out, bodycheckwellness.com. Promo code A2D, 20% off. We're going to dissect three. We hope to get 3 out of 4 against the Mets, but we got a 4-game series coming up in Flushing. Tomorrow we'll go doubleheader. They actually postponed the game today in New York. They got ahead of it. They got ahead of it, unlike yesterday when they had him playing like a little league game with freaking puddles. Grow up. You just paid Lindor $500 million to play in puddles. Wake up. Wake up. So we'll talk about that. How can we take 3 or 4? We got the pitching matchup to be able to do it. Now, we'll see how it plays out. It'll be great to get off and continue, let's say, a hot start inside our division. Our main topic at hand, though, is going to be the Sixers and live reactions. Sixers, Mavs. Sixers rolling right now up 88-69. Joel Embiid flat out dominant again. It ties into our poll question brought to you by SpecializedPhysicalTherapy.com. Locations in Burlington, Cherry Hill. Find on the web, SpecializedPhysicalTherapy.com. Our poll, Joel Embiid is the best player on the planet. Agree or disagree? Let us know. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. That's where you can find us live. Everywhere you get your podcasts, we're there as well. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Let's go. Completely agree. I'm going to let you guys go in 1 second. The best player on the planet. Nobody can do what he can do. He's flat out dominant. He's averaged a point a minute per se his entire career. Back when the dude was on minute restrictions, he would give us 18 a night. We'd go 6 to midnight because the dude just would automatically, if he played 20, he's dropping 20. It was every night, and you saw it. And trust the process, and we did. And it turns into this. Listen, you can miss 20 games every year to me because when you play, if you drop 30 plus every time you play, you can take them. Take them because if that gets you right for the postseason, that's all I give a rat's ass about is Broad Street. So, listen, does he still have a chance to win the MVP? Absolutely, because if this team finishes first in the East and he comes out and drops 30 a night every night when he plays, he'll be in the conversation. And I think he is the best player on the planet. Like, name me somebody who's that dominant. There's a lot of great players in today's NBA, a ton of them, a ton of great scorers, etc. You tell me a better two-way guy in the NBA, and I'll sit here and wait because there isn't one. There isn't one. There ain't LeBron 3 years ago, baby. There is not one that can dominate at this level and literally get everybody in foul trouble. The whole Dallas Mavericks bench is in foul trouble. This dude flat out eats the line. You can't foul him. There ain't no hack-a-shack, baby. He's the best version of every big man I've ever freaking seen. And you can tell me time you're whatever, you're jumping the gun. No. My eyes tell me on what I watch. If he stays healthy and can play 60 games a year in an 82-game season and be flat out dominant in the postseason. This might go down as the best big man we ever seen. And in 2021, great medicine, great other things. That's only going to get better, right? Longevity's only going to get longer. This dude's got a window of 6 years to flat out dominate this league. Let's go. I want the Nets on Wednesday night. We'll break down that game in a little bit. Want you boys to go, but I agree, and I want everybody out there in the comments that disagrees with me, bring it. Bring it, bring it, bring it. I'm excited to have you.
Will, you want to go first? I want to hear what Will got to say. First of all, welcome to the show.
Welcome, Will.
Thank you. I mean, to start off, like, if we want to just start talking about like Embiid, you can't say much like bad about the guy other than, like we said, like the game's missed. But aside from that, the guy needs to be healthy. He's had the health issues ever since we drafted him with the broken foot. Or was he the broken foot, or was that Simmons?
He had the knee. He had the meniscus. He was.
Injuries have been a thing for him the whole time, but like you said, every time that the man goes in the game, you are guaranteed at least 20 points, around 10 rebounds. The guy's going to get to the line about 10 times per game. He's just instant offense. They got to account for him in every single sense of the game. Offensively, defensively, he's just there, and he's going to dominate on either end of the court, unlike anyone else. Like, the next best guy in like both categories is Giannis, but in honesty, Embiid shoots the ball better than Giannis in terms of like inside the paint, the 2-point range, around like he gets around like that free throw line. He's gonna get that ball in easy money. 3-point line, he was struggling up until tonight, where he's now like I think 2 of 3. So he's getting back into the groove. He's starting to get that feel again. Like,
Well, real quick, you name me a player in the NBA, right? This is more of a reason to agree, that shoots at a 50% plus rate from the field consistently. That's like that's Sam Hinkie analytics on saying big men win championships, 2 guards sign shoot deals, because it's just an easier percentage. I mean, all his buckets are easier percentages, and that's what helps make him dominant.
Yep. Yeah, I couldn't agree more with you guys. I think Embiid is the best on the planet at the moment. I don't really think anything's really going to change unless he has, God forbid, another injury. I really hope not, or we're going to have another prayer session. Hey, it worked. But, yeah, I agree. And it's not particularly close. Like, maybe Jokic, but his defense is not half as good as Joel's. But Joel is the most dominant player, I'd say, in the league. You just can't stop him. He's 7'2". He's strong. He's like a point guard almost too. And he's down in the paint. He has crazy footwork, and you can't really stop that. The Nets can't stop that. None of these old heads can stop it. I don't see anybody stop it.
Yeah, and this team really buys into defense too.
Mm-hmm. Number 1 defense now in the NBA ranked.
You see it. You see it tonight. It stands out. I think you got a lot of agrees too in the poll. Yeah. I mean, in the comments. Sorry. Jimmy's out tonight. Dale's. He'll be back next week. Tower Coughlin agree. Matthew was first, so we'll give Matt a shout out. Attaboy, Matt. Attaboy, baby. What up, Don? Greg agree.
Nice.
Agree.
Ooh, Don's agree. Whoa, what?
Don, who Don? Who Don? Turn on ESPN, Don. Tell me who. Don. Tell me who.
Oh, Lord. I mean, Giannis is the fake version of Embiid, just faster, but Giannis can't guard Embiid. So it's not really that close. I don't know who Don thinks who's better. I don't know. Maybe Kawhi thinks.
Who?
I don't know if Don thinks Kawhi's better.
Oh, I heard.
Oh, man.
Giannis shooting at like a.
Oh, he's playing with us. He's trolling.
Wow. Get hurt. What happened here with Shake? I got hit to that. We're fine. He's joking.
Wow.
I just don't know anybody that has the post moves he has that can dominate inside out like he can, and can defend like he can. I mean, that's the facts that matter. I mean, you take him out of this, you take him away from this team. Yeah, they were able to win games, but a lot of teams were able to get to the rim at ease, and that's even with Dwight Howard playing, who's a rim protector. That just shows you how much of a better rim protector Joel is, and that's not a shot at Dwight at 35 years old. That just shows you Joel's impact on a nightly basis. Ben's a great defender too, and the great thing about this basketball team is it's built around defense, and you can see it tonight. Tonight's another prime example of why they're one in the league. And it starts with him and it starts with Ben.
Yep. And mind you this, they only have, I think they're ranked 14 in offense too, which isn't that great, but the defense, you just see how dominant that defense is, and you just go and see that, and geez, that it's really true that defense can win you games and championships, hopefully this year. So, well, I think you're muted, bro.
Ooh, I am. There we go. All right. Yeah, I agree with what Greg just said in the chat. Like, without Embiid, yeah, they were still winning games. Like, in the stretch without him, they were 7 of 10, which is amazing. They had some good wins in that. Like, we had some good luck of the draws. Like, the injured Lakers was a part of that too. But, like, they were a good team without him. But we weren't saying, like, oh, they're going to be a championship contender. And then the only other argument you can make for, like, an MVP right now is Jokic. And a good, like, the main argument against Embiid there is the assist statistics. Like, Jokic is averaging almost 9 assists per game. Like, with that include, and, like, Jokic is a better, like, perimeter player in terms of, like, shooting right now. Like, just basically because Embiid is a little bit more sluggish, a little bit more timid because of that knee right now. But getting to the line, he's doing that almost 11 times per game, where Jokic is doing it about 4.
Yep.
He's drawing contact. He's drawing those fouls. When he's in there, he is creating open looks, and he might not be getting the direct assist, but there are so many assisted shots that he's creating that are getting, like, swung around like 2-3 times to find the corner shooter, like Danny Green or Shake Milton.
Yeah.
And it's been so nice.
It's honestly just not part of his game. It's literally what that is. He's I would say Jokic is a better point guard than Embiid is, but not center. You know what I mean? Like, because
exactly
around, but we have Ben Simmons on our team who can't shoot and just dishes the ball around. So it's really just what's better for your team. Because if you were to switch teams, I think the Nuggets would have a better record and the Sixers wouldn't have that. They wouldn't have a better record. So
yeah, I would tend to agree with that. I don't know. I mean, I think anywhere Joe goes would have a better record.
Yeah.
You know, they're 4th in the West, which isn't a shot at them.
No.
You know, they're 4th in the West. I mean, I feel like if the Sixers beat out this powerhouse team of the Nets on paper to come out of be one in the East, right? And Joel, it maybe just misses like 2 more games, but every night he's playing, he's dropping 30 plus. And he's going to win it. And then
no, exactly.
And that his impact is so important. Because are they going to go 7-3 over 10 game stretches every time without an out? Probably not. Because would it be better? Could they go more of a 6-4, stuff like that? Probably. We'll put some around what Greg's saying. They'd be a good team. They'd be a good team. They want to be a great team.
No, not at all.
We're an Eastern Conference Final contender, and when we get there, we'll talk about it. But it starts Wednesday, and is Kyrie playing on Wednesday?
We don't really know yet. He's having like personal problems. He's been doing that all year though. So I really don't know if I would say yes though. I don't know. I feel like he never really wants to play against the Celtics, never really wants to play against the Sixers. There's always something going on with him. But I don't know. We'll see. But I think that'll be a pretty big test if we're at full strength for both teams. I think it'll be pretty interesting to see.
Yeah, I mean, even if Durant and Harden, it'll be fun. Where we match up. I won all 3 of them. Come see me. Like, I mean, come fucking see me. Use my language, but don't. I don't care. I mean, I want you. I want every bit of you. Now, you might be in a 7-game series. You might, but this is how you get there. This is a young team still. Outside of like the veterans, it's a young team. So you got to learn how to get there before you can start cutting nets down. That's how the NBA's always worked. So I want the test. I want to be tested. And if we lose Wednesday, the season's not over.
No, it's not over at all.
And I know the panic, Twitter, here we go.
Yeah.
Traded for Harden. No, because I think over a 7-game series, Ben's defense, even though I don't buy into him offensively at all, you know this, Ev, right?
Yeah.
That his defense is going to matter in that series. It's going to matter, and it's going to show itself.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully, he's engaged on the defense side for 7 games per se, because we can go 7 and we can beat them. We can beat them.
Yep. Especially since we're kind of older guys too. We definitely have the younger age on them, and I don't know. I don't really want to say they'll get tired, but a 7-game series is a lot, and especially when you're traveling both sides, it tends to take a toll on the older players. So I do like that we have the younger Embiid and younger Simmons. So
well, what about Tyler's right. It comes down to Curry and Green being able to hit open looks.
Yeah,
really comes down to Tobias Harris. I need 20 a night.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you also have been. I feel like we can expect that out of Toby at this point. Like, he's been playing and, like, honestly unbelievable for what he used to be for us. Like, the year and a half that we had him before this, honestly, it looked like he was going to be one of the worst contracts in the league, and it was, like, scary.
Yeah.
I got my first Sixers jersey that I got was a gift, which is the Tobias Harris jersey for this year's, like, City Edition, and I was kind of worried at the beginning. I was like, I don't know about this.
There was speculation of him getting traded.
Exactly.
So, and we would have probably traded him for peanuts. So,
but now he's averaging 20 points a game, 50, 40, 90. He's honestly turned his career around this year right now for us. Like, he's turned to such a valuable asset.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also agree with, like, another thing that was brought up in the chat. Like, there's going to be that 7-game stretch that we got coming up. Like, we got Brooklyn, the Clippers, Golden State, Phoenix, and then Milwaukee back-to-back. This is going to be a hard stretch for us. If we can come out of that, like, we beat Brooklyn, even if we don't beat them, but the Milwaukee back-to-back is going to be a real test because we lost to them in a close game without Embiid. So if we can get 1 or 2 of those with him, then I think we're in pretty damn good shape for a finals run.
Yeah, I just think we got to tread water through this one. And it'd be great to get number uno, and that's against the Nets. I think another guy who just made another 3 tonight and's got 18 tonight is very important bench wise for this basketball team, and that's Furkan. If he can shoot, if he can open looks, he becomes so important for this bench, and especially come playoff time. You need a guy who can walk into 18 off your pine. That can win you games in series. So if he can be hot a couple games in a series off our bench, that's huge. It really is. And somebody else said George Hill coming back, or coming or incoming. Whenever that happens, that's another, not a wow addition, but another solid addition. And it allows you to run Shake as more of a 2. It opens you up and it gives you veteran toughness that you need. And he's a good defender too. A very good defender.
He is, yeah.
Yep.
He's a plus defender. And then he also, like, I think the main point that he was bringing up there is, like, his 3-point percentage is amazing. He led the league in percentage last year. I think it was above, like, 50%. So having another guy who's going to be above 40%, because we got 3 of those right now with Tobias, we got Danny, and we got Seth, all averaging above 40% from 3, which is amazing.
Yeah.
So having another guy who can help keep the other, like, team's defense honest around the perimeter, that's going to do big things for, like, either when you're running lineups with Ben and Embiid or just one of the 2. That's going to make it so much easier for our 2 stars.
No, it is. And it just brings, like, confidence too, right? Having guys like Danny, Seth, Dwight, George Hill, that veteran leadership of guys who have just been to the dance a lot. Know what?
Oh my God, yeah.
Have won some, like, more than any sport. It just truly matters for young guys to know. We've heard stories this year on games they played bad where they're in the gym, working out hard because they're pissed they didn't play good enough defense. Like, that's the kind of shit I love to hear. And tonight's a perfect example of lock all windows and doors. Lock them all, right?
No, definitely.
Score anybody in the league. That doesn't even like scoring with the Nets. People overhype. Like I could score with the Nets. Stop it. Grow up. Because we're gonna play better defense than them, and we're gonna get easy buckets at times versus them. So if we're willing to be the tougher team, if we're willing to pound the glass more, if we're willing to do the little things, that's gonna come up big. And who the hell is stopping the best player on the planet?
No one on the Nets. Like the one worry that they used to have there was Jared Allen was like that first game against them when it was just him and Karis LeVert. He just demolished us on the offensive glass for some reason that game. And now they have DeAndre Jordan, Blake Griffin, who would have been scary if they were back on the Clippers like 5 years ago. But now they're both shells of their former selves. They're just the name value.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah,
I really hope that everybody. Yeah, I hope everybody is fine for that game, but I'm not too sure because I feel like some teams don't want to show what they have until the actual playoffs come along, which sucks to see because it's not fun for the fans. But at the end of the day, we gotta beat the other teams before we can worry about the Nets, because some teams we can easily lose. We were all confident against the Celtics, then we got blown out a couple times. So
yeah, I kind of agree with what you're saying, and like another guy brought up in the chat, like they haven't been at full strength yet this entire season, and we've had that in the past too with our teams. Like think about like the Sixers 2 years ago when we played the Raptors in the semifinals. Like our team the entire season, we're like, oh, once they get to full health, once they're all playing together, it's gonna click. They're gonna do so well, but that shit doesn't always work. And yeah, these guys are three of the absolute best offensive players we've ever seen, but that doesn't always work. You have to have time to mesh and have that whole cohesion of who's going to have the ball when, how are we going to like dump off passes to, what's going to be the spacing, who's going to get the isolation at this point in the game. They need to know that, and they haven't had time to establish that. They've had great runs, but they've been either like without Kyrie or without KD. James Harden's been their rock since they traded for them.
Yeah.
And he'll come out small in the playoffs.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But after your point, you're spot on, because you can't overlook once you get to the dance. Like I won on Wednesday night is what I'm saying, and I'll take them in the playoffs too when I see them. But I won on Wednesday to start. But you can't overlook. You got to get through a semifinal.
Yeah, you still got the Heat, the Bucks. I mean, it's nothing to be like absolutely scared of. Nothing to be scared of. It's just
there's no easy routes for us though.
Yeah. But I mean, we have a better coach now. We have better management. The team chemistry is just different than it was last year.
Exactly.
I think a lot of it's because Tobias really like stepped up as a leader. I feel like this offseason, he's been in the gym. He's gotten a lot better. He's got hell of a lot better. He just saw that, and I guess the whole team just saw that and just went on from it.
Yeah, he put on weight. He worked.
No, definitely. Bro, Shake put on weight this offseason. It's kind of weird because if you watched his game like this entire season, he went from a guy who was like, oh, he's going to be like that outside scorer. We got to defend him on the perimeter to the man is so long and he's tightened up that handle so well that like right now he's about to just cut inside. He's going to either lay it up and in, finish through contact, or like pass it to another guy.
Yeah. Oh,
he's just been so good.
Yeah.
And he's on that insane contract where we're paying him we're not paying him $1 million until 3 years down the line.
Yeah.
And we have him for 4 years. It's ridiculous. He is absolutely the best contract in the league right now.
Simmons over Lowry and a vlogger.
Yeah, well, I mean, the Sixers traded Ben Simmons for Kyle Lowry.
I keep Simmons over getting Lowry in that trade any day of the week right now. Like, if we didn't have Ben's defense, or we would lose him as well as maybe Maxey, maybe Matisse, and then that's a big hole in like just rotation in terms of defense. And there's no guarantees Lowry's going to re-sign with us after this season.
I wouldn't trade Ben for anybody this year. Like, honestly, like I'm not
this year now.
I'm not going to give up on it. I'm a big Ben critic. I'll hammer him. Heaven knows I'll smoke it. I'm not giving up on what can be.
Oh, no.
Like everybody's like, oh, you got to get Joel a running mate. Joel's got a running mate, Tobias. I mean, you're paying him max money. He's got to be your running mate, right? got to build around it. There's running mates here. I don't want to hear Joe needs another running mate. Like Joe's got talent around him. This isn't a shit roster, right?
No, it's weird because it's a lot of the same of what we had last year with slight differences. Like we dish Al Horford, we dish Josh Richardson, and we get Seth Curry, and we get Dwight Howard, and we get Danny Green, who all are just slight differences, but also like just major upgrades in terms of the fit of this entire team. Like the spacing is so much more beautiful to watch this year. Like instead of like watching Josh Richardson get to like the 3-point line, like, oh my God, he's going to break a shot. Yeah. Al Horford looked like he just doesn't want to fucking be there.
Yeah. Al Horford's sister played defense and he did last season.
Oh my God, his fucking sister with the Twitter fingers last year.
Oh man. Nobody liked her.
No.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Ben for Luka, I get you, brother. Like, we don't want to.
That's a trade that's never going to happen, though. Like, in that situation, yeah, like Ben for LeBron, of course you're going to do stuff like that, but those are things that will never happen.
That's not coming.
Something that is possible is like maybe Ben for Beal, or like before they did the trade for Vucevic, Ben for Levine, but neither of those are like trades that you're absolutely clicking yes on. They're things that you have to think very hard about. Like, Beal will be good, but like he's getting older. He's much older than Ben in terms of like his NBA career. He's got so much more he's worn so much more tread off of those tires. He's not going to be great for as long as hopefully Ben is going to be great for.
Yeah.
So it's all about assessing who's going to be better for us in the long term and right now. And I think Ben fits both of those better than any guys that we could trade for on the market right now.
Listen, in 2 years, we have a boy, Matisse. In 2 years, we have a better chance of having 2 top 5 players and going the other way and trading for a guy who's 29, 30.
Exactly.
You have the opportunity to have like a potential great player once he doesn't become selfish, because that's not the right word, right? Like, I don't want him to be selfish. I always want him to be a pass first guy. I don't want him to get away from that. I just want him to be aggressive and feel the room, right? And feel the room is, when do they need
fucking putback? Jesus Christ, Matisse. Oh my God.
But like, you know what I mean? That's all I want is like feel the room, know when you need to be aggressive and when you need to be a pass first guy, and always put your defense first. And I'm fine. Scottie Pippen ran with MJ for years by being, both of them were Pomsy son of a bitches. Okay. And that's Embiid and Ben. Now, can Ben give me 15 plus a night, Ev? Well, I don't know. I mean, that's the difference. If he can 15 plus walking into an Eastern Conference final, if not the NBA Finals, you can book that.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like that's an easy thing for him to get to. Like, he could get that off of like 2 more shot attempts a night, or drawing like 3 or 4 more fouls a night by doing those shot attempts. Like, it's simple things that could put him over the edge. Like, I don't know. Even now, he's not. He is so underutilized in the paint. Like, he could get, if only he was more aggressive, like not being selfish, like you say, but like aggression at that basket, like just dogging it, going straight for contact. If he sees that there's no open lane, like he can do those passes. Like, I think a good comp for him, like it was really good to point out Scottie Pippen, because that is a really good idea for him, like as a compromise or a comparison. And then like something that he could like amount to, but also like he's probably like what Draymond Green thinks he was. In all honesty, like he is so good at everything Draymond Green was like praised for being good at.
Yeah, except I mean, that's what he kind of is, the defensive player. But his offensive game. I mean, Ben's offensive game is still kind of better. It's just like, I wish Ben Simmons would shoot at least like Draymond Green shoots.
Yeah.
Like, it's better to at least attempt it than not attempt it.
It looks better.
Oh, come on, Isaiah Joe.
Especially since you're getting paid that much money to not shoot threes. Like,
exactly. Even Dwight's attempted more threes than that man this season.
And I have no problem with the 3. Like, you see the little pull-up jumper he had the other night?
Shots in general.
No, he had some good pull-ups the other night.
So like this, all you need, we talked about it. I mean, be able to hit the elbow jumper. I mean, the elbow jumper now, somebody's got to come close out on you, and your speed and athleticism to get to the rim, it's going to open yourself up and give you easier buckets.
Yeah.
And now at the end of it, I need you. Listen. People can say whatever they want to me. You better be. If you go to the line 6 times, you better be 5 for 6. I don't want to hear nothing. They're fucking free. You're an NBA player. They're here free, and you're a max money NBA supposed all-star. 2 for 6 is unacceptable.
Yeah.
That 7'2" guy is going 14 for 15. What's your excuse?
What is Dwight Howard? Does anybody know tonight?
What's his stats or at the line?
Let's
Yeah.
see.
He is
On the line.
0 for 1.
Oh, for
Yeah.
one.
I mean, that's a Dwight line, though. Like, you're going to get that out of him.
He's been probably one of the best signings we've had.
He has been. I think the other one that I low-key really hope that they re-sign him, I really want Danny Green back.
Yeah.
That man went from, like, he looked scary at the beginning of the season, like, oh, we're kind of getting, like, the end of the season LA Danny Green, where he was bricking threes. He was hustling like hell on defense. He was so fucking good, just poking balls out. He made up for like not being able to hit those threes, but now he's literally the last 10 games he's over 50% from 3. Like it's and he only takes pretty much 3-pointers too. Like he is exactly what this team wanted for so fucking long. Like since Robert Covington got traded away, he is so fucking good. Yeah, he is better than Robert Covington in terms of like actually making the fuking threes.
Well, because Will Robert just got no conscience. Like Danny. This is why I love this starting 5. This is why I get about it, because they literally want to go inside first. I mean, they make a point to move the basketball, get Joel Embiid or somebody in the post, right? Either to buy mismatches, right? To be able to space the floor and give guys open looks. But none of them are selfish. The best thing about this starting 5 is every one of them, including Joel, right, looks to make the extra pass if needed. And
exactly.
That unselfishness because of veterans. There's veterans in the house now that know how to win, and when they can get that, you to believe in that, right? So when Seth, who hasn't won but is a veteran, right? But Danny, Dwight, winners, and then Doc, Sammy Cassell, guys you're gonna trust, and they're gonna sit there and tell you, like, listen, make the extra pass, blah 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 blah. The little things, right? And
exactly.
You're gonna listen. Who are you listening to? Let's be real for a second. I like Brett, right? I feel like he was a scapegoat for a lot of Ben things, right?
Oh, he definitely was.
But I like Brett. But come on, who you listening to? Doc and Sam Cassell, who are winners, or are you listening to Brett Brown?
Oh my God. I think didn't he leave the league with a negative like record?
Yeah,
as a head coach still.
Definitely. He was the coach during the process.
Yeah, he was.
What, 12-win, 10-win season or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I feel like they just felt bad for the guy for all those years we bet.
Yeah, I mean, what they were thinking was rightly, like, it was justifiable. Like, he stuck with us through the tough years in order to get to the 51 seasons. We want to see what he can do for us in the postseason. And we gave him 3 shots, and all 3 came up short.
Yeah, I mean, the last year is not fair. The last year is not even on him because you just threw a bunch of new pieces together and expected to win. So I'll take that away, but whatever. It was time for a change. It was time for
no, it was definitely time for a change.
You had the tallest guys. You had the tallest lineup in the league by like half a foot, and these guys weren't even averaging. They were all below average 3-point shooters.
Mm-hmm.
No, you're right.
Tobias bad.
Tobias bad from 3. Oh, Tobias was terrible from 3 because they ran him.
Oh my God, yeah.
They ran him at the 3 all the time. And for the 3.
Yeah, he's so much better at the fucking 4. He is.
Al Horford at the
such a mismatch there.
Yeah,
Al forgot how to shoot when he came here. Like the dude.
Oh my God, yeah.
Austin versus he comes here and he can't make a shot.
Yeah.
Real quick, Hughes has 3-1 on the roadie. Huge because that was that Memphis game. Mixed in, I was pissed. Okay.
Oh my God, yeah, the Memphis game.
I love their response to that to be able to go win 2 in a row after finish on a 3-1 road trip, knowing that you got a tough coming up. I just like the way I love the way this basketball team's built. Some more comments real quick. Joe played 26 minutes at 36 points, dominance. L. Robinson, actual baby.
I like this most recent one. Al Horford cost Brett his job. That's very true.
Yeah,
that contract probably did cost him his job.
You know who it's actually from? The GM. The damn GM who signed him. That's whose fault it is.
Yeah. I mean, Ellen's still in, but like we all know who the actual GM is at this point.
And he's like Howie Roseman in the closet.
Oh my God, yeah.
Guys, like he's there, he's got a title, but like we know Daryl Morey's doing the things here. And Doc, like I think they all have a collaboration. And I think that's why this is going to work here. And we will win a title.
Agreed, yes.
You can book that. But listen, my big thing, real quick, and then let's sort of preview the game tomorrow night, and then we'll dive into some Phillies and whatever else the family wants. But
Perfect.
My biggest issue, I said, is with Ben. Is somebody said there's no triple threat. Yeah, there's no triple threat. There's no like looking at the rim. It's the little things, the little things that are basketball 101. But I still believe he can develop. I still believe he can get better. I still want to believe with all the accountability in the house that can happen. Now, does it happen this year? I don't know. But can you just be aggressive and feel the room? But either way, he was tough on Luka, even though he scored 32.
My God, yeah. I mean, one of the things like about that, he scored 32, but like if you look at his like threes, I think he had like, what was it? He had like Ben just locked him up around the perimeter.
Yeah, 2 for 7, Will.
Yeah, exactly. Like he's taking those shots. Like you're scoring that many points, but he's also just chucking them. He's their entire offense right now without Kristaps Porzingis. He's going to be scoring that many points because he's the only option that they have.
I didn't notice. Did JJ Redick play tonight or no?
Yeah. JJ did play, and it made me smile a couple times to watch him brick the threes that he got to try and take.
Oh, 1 for 7. Oh, 1 for 7 from the field.
Oh my
God.
Shout
out to Jimmy. Jimmy, if you're watching this, you wanted to trade Furkan Korkmaz for JJ Redick.
Oh my God, why would you do that? JJ's been washed this entire season. Like
he really
New Orleans literally benched the man because he could not do what they paid him $12 million to do.
He really wanted to trade Furkan Korkmaz for.
What was he averaging? He's averaging like below 30% from three when he is one of the most historic 3-point shooters. That is.
Yeah.
Why would we trade for him? Why would you trade for him?
Real quick, I disagree with this. I don't mix up this starting lineup at this point, Tyler.
Oh no.
I think that's asinine, honestly, and I love you. I think it's flat out asinine. Like it's all about chemistry at this point. I think they are now 19-4 together as a unit. I'm gonna bet on that, Ty. You're usually spot on. You're just not on this one. But starting and finishing are different, and you know that, Ty. So
closing lineup can definitely include George Hill. That's gonna be like he's gonna be there for the clutch moments. Like that's why we pay for him. That's why we trade our like other backup center.
So you don't have to worry.
Pretty damn well.
All right. Let's just go through this. So your ending lineup, say the game was on the line. Who are you putting out there? You're putting Simmons, Hill. You putting Green out there?
Yeah.
I feel like you put in Danny Green over Seth Curry at this point. I don't think either one could be it, or even Shake, whoever has the hot hand.
I don't want Curry out there. He's a defensive liability, and he's literally the JJ Redick of.
He's not awful on defense, and honestly, like I feel like given how big he is, and like he's not the fastest in terms of lateral quickness, but like, he does absolutely the most what he has.
Yeah. But it's not better than anything Danny Green's got.
Oh, no. Danny Green is so much better defensively than him.
I think a lot of people undermine how much defense Green does for our team. Like, it's pretty big. Nobody really talks about it. They just talk about him bricking threes or making threes. But I just think that was another one of the underrated signings we had, the sign and trade.
Mm-hmm.
Thank God we don't have Horford anymore. Jeez, we really –
Bro, we literally turned that Horford contract into a positive asset because it was literally just him and a first-round pick, just a single first-round pick to get Danny Green and Terrence Ferguson.
Yep.
We then flipped for George Hill, right back to the OKC.
And back to George Hill. George Hill should come off the bench, and it's different times.
Definitely.
Different times in the game, Ty. Like sometimes, Ty, in the fourth, depending on matchups, maybe I'm going to want Hill out there and Ben at the 4. But other times, I'd rather have Toby at the 4 and Ben at the 1. So I think it's just the way you're matching up in series. But I don't disagree with you about Ben playing the 4 at times, and they're going to do that at times. But there's other times Doc's known to run 9-10 in the playoffs. So he has the bench to do it. Don't expect another 5 to go out there and run significant minutes. If they believe that they can get enough scoring from George Hill, Shake Milton, right, and put Ferk, Thibault, and Dwight out there, and they feel like they can get enough, they'll run that in the playoffs. They'll do it. So, and it gives your starters a little bit of a breather. So, I could see that lineup running 15 minutes a game. Easy.
Yep.
Definitely.
Because they're going to play defense, that second unit too. George Hill plays defense, Thibault plays defense, Dwight plays defense. So you're not going to really lose that. And then you got some snipers out there. You got 3 guys who can give you double digits easy on that court right there. With Hill, Shake, and Ferk. I mean, you got 3 guys who can give you a little double digit action. So you're not going to get killed scoring. And you give people a different look.
Yep. Now, do you guys think there's going to be a backup 4? Or will that be Ben Simmons' role, and then Hill moving into the 1?
I think it depends. You can see Thibault run at the 4 sometimes on smaller lineups.
Yeah.
Especially with that thing the names I just gave you.
Definitely.
Small because Dwight's 7 foot, so I mean you can run a little smaller at the 4.
No, you could definitely. There's been so much talk about Matisse being run at the 4, for later down the stretch. His defense literally can translate across multiple positions. He can literally guard 1 through 4.
He's just that pest, that little guy who'll take steals from.
And he pokes the ball loose. He'll get in the passing lanes. He's just literally everywhere. He is so smart defensively with what he can do. Just wish that he could hit the fucking threes. Yeah, he's getting better. He's getting better. He finally hit that positive regression because at the beginning of the season he was bricking everything. You'd have literal stats of 0 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist, but he's got 5 deflections.
I just need him to hit 1 a game right now.
Exactly. It would be such a big difference maker.
Tolliver's a good addition, guys, but he's on a 10-dayer.
He is.
I don't think he'll. Maybe.
I don't know if Tolliver's getting meaningful minutes in playoff time here, guys.
I feel like he is the new Mike Scott in terms of production, what they want him to be, or what we want Mike Scott to be.
Better than Mike Scott, I think, because they wouldn't have signed him if they didn't think he would.
Is he going to be better than Mike Scott? I mean, I know it's not hard to be better than Mike Scott, but is he going to be better than Mike Scott?
We have no clue. He might be
in these 10 days, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't know if he'll get any minutes though. If we're playing against big teams and these are what is there, less than 40 games left in the regular season?
Yeah, we got it's only a 72 game season, and we're pretty much done. It feels like. Yeah, and we got a hard 7 game stretch, and then we got a pretty easy one at the end of that.
Yeah, these games are getting important, so I don't really think you're going to see him that much unless we have an injury or so. I think it's just insurance for the next 10 days.
Yeah. I kind of agree with Eagle Slayer. I was surprised Mike Scott didn't get traded, but also
who
wants him?
Exactly. No one's gonna want him as an asset. He's making $5 million. He's making $5 million, which is why he would be good to trade, but it's only for bigger pieces.
Package. Yeah.
He wasn't gonna get traded for George Hill.
No.
Terrence Ferguson is the better asset in that deal because he's younger. He's on a nicer contract. You also trade away Tony Bradley, he actually was pretty damn good for us while he was the backup 5 while Embiid was out and Dwight was the starter, or they'd flip-flop.
He did a good job. I thought
he did great. He turned himself into a positive asset and helped us get George Hill.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, that's the kind of moves I like making. But
exactly.
I wasn't willing to move Tyrese Maxey because there's
no.
Tyrese Maxey's a worker, but the big thing why I don't move him is he'll attempt the 3 right now, but not many guys have the ability to get to the rim at will. And
he is so fucking good at that. Oh my! Just watching him get inside and get that floater, you just think that's going in. That's guaranteed money, points on the board. Or he's gonna he's so small, but he is actually pretty much dominant. Almost, I would say Embiid-esque, but he's not nearly at that level. But it feels like he just gets hit. He's more like Shake Milton in terms of he'll get hit and be able to lay that ball up and in, and he'll get those points, or he'll get the contact and be able to draw fouls later on later on in his career, because he's going to be known as that guy who's going to be able to get the respect of he's going to get hit and he's going to try and he's going to be able to get that foul, and you need to give him those free throws now.
Now, how did we get Bradley? Does anybody remember? Was that part of the
Tony Bradley? If you're looking all the way down the rabbit hole, it was Mikal Bridges for Zaire Smith, and then we trade Zaire Smith to get Tony Bradley from the Detroit Pistons.
Really?
Yeah, and then they waived poor Zaire. That was such a sad story with that.
Peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah, I feel so bad for him. Like Zaire Smith was such a interesting prospect, but
he was
just could not get a break with Philly, and then Detroit just sent him away, even though they literally have no one on that team aside from Jeremy Grant, who's kind of regressing back to who he was.
Yeah, Zaire was a bad pick. I mean,
yeah. Well, I mean, we had Mikal Bridges in our hands, and then we traded him for Zaire and another pick.
We traded him and his mom.
Yeah, we did trade him and his mom
for Wells Fargo Center.
Yeah, she worked for.
We literally dealt both of them to Phoenix. Like, how amazing!
We did.
And he's been so nice for Phoenix this year too. Like, he's been one of the reasons that they now have such a good roster.
Yeah,
those guys are a fun team. They're just 3-and-D. They space that floor. They have guys getting in there with Chris Paul being able to just create for them now. Phoenix is a fucking fun team, and they're going to be scary to play against when we play them. We play them coming up in this 7-game stretch that's just absolutely horrifying.
I'm going to go look at it right now.
Yeah, we got Brooklyn on Wednesday, Friday the Clippers, Monday Golden State, which is our easier game, and then Wednesday Phoenix, Thursday Milwaukee, Saturday Milwaukee again.
There you go. I got you guys ready. So, all right, 1, 2. There's 6 games. We'll say a 6-game stretch, right? Before the Thunder and then like the Hawks. Okay, you have like back-to-back the Hawks. But before that, so we'll go 6 games and we'll see where we all come out with. Okay, record. So home against the Nets on Wednesday. What do you guys have? Win or loss?
All of it a win.
I have that as a win too, in all honesty.
Okay, I have it as a win too. All right, keep track of your numbers. Clippers at Sixers Friday.
Wait, is the Clippers home?
No, it's at Sixers. That's gonna be an interesting game. I'd still give that to us. They don't have anyone on the interior who threatens Joel. Like, they have Zubats, who's gonna get bodied. They have Boogie, but Boogie is what Boogie is now. Not very good.
I'll give it a win just for the fan. You know, I don't know. It's gonna be a close game. That's gonna go down to the wire.
I'll give it a win because we're home.
Yeah.
So, all right. Now we're staying at home versus the Warriors.
That's a win.
That's a win. Yeah.
Steph worries me, but everyone else, James Wiseman, I don't even think he's getting minutes at this point.
Oh, he's hurt. He's done for the rest of the year. So
he wasn't doing well before that. So now who's their strength center? Kevon Looney, maybe. Then they have Andrew Wiggins, Draymond Green, Kelly Oubre. I'm not that scared of that team.
No.
I got that as a win too. Suns at Sixers.
At Sixers?
I'm going to say this one's a loss just because you can't win them all. It's kind of just one of those. You can't win them all.
I feel like I kind of agree with you, but I feel like this one is a closer one because we already lost one to the Phoenix Suns this year, and it's going to be at our home court. I feel like they hopefully play a little bit harder, and we could get that win because –
and no back-to-backs, Will, in this.
Yeah, no back-to-backs.
Oh, okay.
So we got a fresh – if everything goes well and no injuries, we got a fresh Embiid still for all these games.
Yes,
all these games have the one day in between?
Here, I'll give it to you. Wednesday, Friday, Monday.
Oh.
So that Wednesday game is that Phoenix game, right? So I got to win there.
I'll take the win there at Phoenix.
What I have is in the back-to-back with the Bucks, win one, lose one. I got us 5-1 in this stretch. Would you guys?
I do too, in all honesty.
I think I might have to agree with that. Yeah,
I think we lose the back-to-back I think we win in Phoenix, and then we lose the first one at Milwaukee, but then we rebound with the 2 days of rest because we're probably resting Embiid on Thursday.
I just hope they don't lose both against Milwaukee. I just can't stand it. I can't stand it sometimes.
You can't do that because you can get you can play.
No, after he sat down on our fucking court in the overtime win. They need to fucking write that shit. And they're going to write that shit.
I remember a few years ago when Joel Embiid, he had a good game. The Sixers won, and he had like the Instagram picture. and he labeled it shithole for like the
He
Milwaukee,
did label it shithole.
the Milwaukee arena. So,
Oh my god.
but I think it'll be a competitive game. You just please don't leave Lopez open, please. I hated that he jacked up like 6 threes and made like all of them. I was losing my fucking
I
mind.
think most of these games in the stretch are definitely winnable. I feel like we're going to. There's a couple in the comments like 4-2, 3-3. Those are definitely possible. Like, if there's still like a little part of me, like I tell Evan this all the time. Like, whenever I have faith in a Philadelphia team, that's when I'm scared because every time I do, somehow they disappoint me.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's
I still think those are within the realm of possibility, but that's also like the pessimist version of me, like thinking like, oh, they're going to be the Sixers of old, where Al Horford's going to magically appear and all of a sudden just start taking threes, and then shrug when it doesn't go in and let the other guys get the transition bucket.
Ev, did you want to see me get wound up tonight? If I wasn't already at points, because I'm gonna bet Eagle Slayer. What you want to put on this?
Eagle Slayer?
I will guarantee you that at worst they're 4-2. I will bet everything. What do you want to bet on it? Bet me right here, live on air. What do you want to put on it? Too good of a basketball team to be 3-3. Grow up. Come on, Eagle Slayer. You're better than this, baby.
I do want to see I want to see how confident he is in that 3-3.
Yo, wherever you're watching this at, hit that goddamn like button. Hit the subscribe. Hit the follow wherever if you're on Facebook or Twitter or Twitch, or if you're on YouTube.
He's putting 50K on it for 3-3.
50K. What's your profile? Pay me 50K. I ain't got 50K. All right, but I'll bet you could. I'll bet you 500. I'll bet you $1,000. We'll go.
That's some new baby clothes. And come on,
there we go. Yeah, come on.
Cassie's award.
You will.
New washer and dryer. So
I like that confidence in Yo. I like the 6-0. They've surprised us enough that it could be possible. In all honesty,
betting at $500 on 6-0. No.
Oh no, I'm not betting $500 on that. But they could do that. Like within the realm of possibility, they honestly could beat those teams.
So what is it, Eagle Slayer? 500 or $1,000? Type it in.
Wow.
Stamp it, Ev. Remember the timestamp.
All right, 52
right.
Tomorrow. Got to be part of our highlights because
All right. So he said bet. He didn't say much. He didn't put any money in yet.
3-3. Tommy Luke is 5-1. Tommy gets it.
There we go. Yeah.
You said 6-0. I love that, baby.
I love the confidence, but that's going to be a stretch.
Yeah.
Towers, I think the Clippers smack us. We were better. Just a feeling. Could be, but the days in between mattered.
Right.
And the West Coast.
We got $500. We got $500 on 3-3.
Hold on. I'm paying for 50K, and I offered him either 500 and he went 500. All right.
Ooh, Jay Schmidt is raising it to 1K that they go better.
Oh my god.
So we got 500 hours on it from Eagle Slayer. All right, $500 bet. Bro, who got 50K laying around? What are you doing, bro? I ain't got 50K. My wife would kill me. I bet 50K, and I'm sweating.
Wow.
They lose 2 in a row. I'm sweating.
Wow.
Like at minimum, they're 4-2 to me. My optimism, my want them to be is 5-1, but 500. Okay, so
wow.
Are we all 5-1?
I'm 5-5. I'm 5-1. Yeah.
That's scary, Will. You're right. Fuck. What do we do?
I don't know.
Change. Somebody change.
I feel there's been a lot of comments going on about LA Clippers like beating us, and it is possible. I feel like they could take one from us. I just don't think that it could be them. It could be Brooklyn. Either one of those guys could take one game, but I don't think that we lose both of those.
Yeah, I really hope we send a statement to Milwaukee though.
Yeah,
win both of them. That would be pretty big.
That'd be very big. And then about like Shan's question about George Hill being a difference maker, he's not going to play until the playoffs, is what it sounds like, or until like the last couple of games of the season. Like, I'm so confused with that George Hill trade. Like, it makes sense on paper, but like, how is this guy still not playing for us? Why is it like Glenn Robinson all over again?
Yeah.
From last year, where like somehow they just like were sitting around like an airport for a month before they got to play.
I mean, he is hurt. I'll give him that. He still has that thumb injury. I don't know how much I believe that.
Yeah, but like, I feel like it's a thumb, man. Like, and he's been injured for how long? Like a month plus, like, 2 months.
Yeah,
that's a long ass time to heal a thumb.
Yeah,
I think he's fine. I think it's just them being,
cautious. Yeah, they don't want to
cautious of it and hoping that it's it's fine and they'll get him ready for like 2 weeks left. And there's 18 games still left, so it's not like they got time. And even if he sat out 8 more and played the last 10, he would at least have a feel on what's going on. Sorry, real quick, Jay Schmidt. Maybe this is play Friday during our show, the Warriors. No, Clippers.
Friday's Clips, and then the Monday is Warriors.
Yeah, Clippers.
Streak. He was saying that. Oh wow.
Wow.
He was saying that it was just it was kind of like the Glenn Robinson. He's not comparing Glenn Robinson to Hill, so we can all say that Hill's a lot better than Robinson.
Yeah, I think we can all agree on that.
Yeah, he is a far better pickup than Glenn Robinson. But like him and Alec Burks only cost us 2 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
That just like shows you how much more valuable he is. Like to get George Hill, we had to send two guys and 2 picks.
Yeah. And with a 2 second-round picks, I think it was like the second-round pick and like a future like 2023 second-round pick or something like that.
Yeah.
So
something like that. What was I going to say? PMAX said I want a healthy Harden on Wednesday. Both squads at full health going at it. I would love to see it, but I don't think we get that. I think we're going to get Kyrie and Durant, which is still extremely formidable.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, Harden doesn't matter anyway. PMAX, because you don't win the playoffs regardless. So, Adam Man will drop 28 and he'll lose series. Simple as.
And I really think the big thing these next few games is it's Ben's defense. I think that's really what we should be looking at. Will, you all right?
Yeah, I'm good.
But yeah,
I just came back in with Larry, and he saw another dog in the lobby, so he started freaking out.
Hold on. Your dog's name is Larry?
Yeah, his name's Larry.
All right, hold on. I love it because my old dog, he's not with us anymore, but I named him Larry.
There you go.
They used to joke around and call everybody Larry. I used to call everybody Larry. Yo, Larry. Hey, everybody's Larry. My dog, I named my dog Larry. I used to call him Larry all the time. Larry. You know what I mean? Like a grown-ass man. Yellow Steve. Larry. Freaking Larry's down the street looking around. That's funny. Because I haven't heard of Larry. Name. Like I never, besides me knowing Larry, it's great to know his name's still working around. I love it.
That's a good name. My little brother came up with him, like his name. Like we adopted him at the beginning of COVID, and he just like he eventually called him like Larry, you asshole, and it just kind of stuck with it. Like I just kept taking him on walks, and I would just like we were trying to figure out a name, and I would just call him Larry. I'm like, God damn it, it fits so well though. That's such a funny name.
Marky, I agree. I hope to agree. Shit, I know Ev ain't gonna agree, but I mean, I would love to see it. What do we consider a big game? Like, if he gives me 17, I'm 6 to midnight. Like, if he gives me 17, 10, and 8, I'm like, all right, let's go. So he doesn't got to do a lot for me.
I agree with that. Like, 17 is a big thing for Ben. The man's averaging like 12 points per game, something around that. Like he's pretty much like been the same player for 3 years, points wise. It's
gotten worse. I mean, how the fuck you get worse? Like, like you were getting better at it, and then you just miraculously, and especially over this last 13-game stretch. I mean, he had 8 points tonight. I mean,
yeah.
6 times, but in reality, if he just hits a couple free throws, he's at least at 12. Or he's at least at double digits, which is respectable. That dude should never be. I said it midnight. He should never be under 15. It's egregious anytime he is, because you can play great defense and still score. Look at Joel Embiid. All right, I don't want a night. Just give me 15.
Monsters.
Damn it. Feel the
generational. Is that generational? If you can't score more than 10 points a game?
No.
Yeah, I mean, if we look back, the
sad.
last time he scored 15 points was against the Clippers back in March. Yeah, at the end of March. Since then, he's been 11, 5, 14, 7, 12, 10, 13, 8.
Where was the Ben that was pissed off and did good when Embiid was out like 2 years ago? Where is that? That just disappeared?
That happened while Embiid was out earlier this season. He got his little run of like 23 points, 18, 42 against the Jazz.
He needed to get the All-Star stuff.
Yeah, it's that All-Star push. But like,
I hope he doesn't make it.
I'm looking at it now and I found it kind of weird. Like every game where he had like around 20 points, they were all losses.
Mm-hmm.
Like Portland Trail Blazers, we lost that game. He scored 23 points. Against the Phoenix Suns, he scored 18 points. Utah Jazz, 28 points.
Yeah, he doesn't.
No, Utah had 42. And then Toronto Raptors, 28 points.
Yep.
Like, he's not his best guy when he is trying to score that much. He is so much better when he is facilitating, when he is defending and letting everyone else get the points.
Well, how about this? I mean, he should never not attempt under 10 field goals.
Yeah, I feel like that's a very good margin. Like, he's only averaging 8 field goals in like this month.
Not enough. You got to be
not enough at all.
Because then if you're 6 for 10, you're respectable. Like, we can live with it.
Exactly. That's 60% from the field. That's amazing.
Mm-hmm. And that's what you should expect from a guy who's getting paid that much money. But that's just us, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's just a Philly thing, in all honesty. You expect something out of a guy you're paying to play like a sport for you, and they don't do it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I just think he needs to play great defense, 15 a night, and I can deal with all the rest. I am not a hard guy to please. You can be generational and drop 17 a night and have 10 assists and 10 boards and impact the game defensively and be a first-team all-defender, right? And be great in transition, right? And do them things, right? You can do all them things. You can do all them things. So give me 17, 15 a night and just have a fucking pulse offensively. I mean, I don't want.
That's not hard to ask for, yeah.
No. We have 73 viewers. Make sure you guys leave a like, subscribe to A2D, follow us on Instagram. We're getting our Twitter back soon. Don't worry. I know you missed us, but make sure you drop that like.
I got the real handle, so Twitter can kiss my ass. Got the real A2D handle because I just had no idea what I was doing like 6 years ago. I was like, I created the A2D radio as my handle. Like, what are you doing? So guess what? I had like a little crystal ball. Hey, Twitter, got you. No, Robert, we don't lower the bar. Tom Arnaud never lowers the bar, but I'll take it to a level if we're winning. Right? But 10 shots should be at a minimum. I'm saying minimum, Rob. I'm not saying a maximum. I'm telling you minimum. I think max should be 12 to 14. Like, because I need Tobias and Joe, who are more efficient, taking shots, right? So
exactly.
I don't want him taking 15 shots a game. Just give me 10 to 12, and I think we're right where we need to be.
Yeah, I mean, like, if you look at like pretty much Shake Milton's doing the stuff that we want Ben to do in terms of shot attempts. He's been averaging around like 11 shot attempts per game. And he's been doing the same, like the stuff we want, like this month, 10 for 14. That was his 27-point game against the Cavs. That was amazing. And then 5 for 12, 5 for 11, 3 of 8, 4 of 9, 5 of 14, 3 of 6. Like, those are the things that we want to see out of Simmons, but we just don't in terms of like offense.
Yeah, if you're going to score 8 points, I need 12 boards and 14 assists.
Yeah.
You can't have those triple singles. Yeah, you just can't do that. That looks really bad.
Because I feel like he had a good like I don't know, he had all his stuff in like the first half again.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
he usually does. He gets his points and then just kind of
Yeah.
like chills, it feels like.
You could argue that he may have felt better when he had Seth Curry every game in the corner shooting threes so consistently. I mean, we weren't really focused on Ben's game when that was happening. We were just focusing on more of because we were winning when that was happening. Because it's literally at the end of the day, if you're shooting threes and you're making them, you have open shots, you're going to make and you're going to win. But I do think it's more than just Ben, and it has to come from everybody else before it comes from Ben. But we had to expect more from Ben because that
we definitely do.
5-5 that's not going to work.
With how much money we've invested into him, like we got to expect something a little bit more for a guy making over $25 million a year for the next 5 years.
Yeah, and I hate talking money, but that's factual.
It's all investment. Like you pay for a certain level of production for these guys, or like expectations for them to get to.
And don't get me wrong, I pay for wins at the end of the day, so I don't get
exactly
that line if I'm constantly going to the locker room with wins because it means you're a team guy, but it doesn't mean you can't develop. Timothy says, "Hey, no one is talking about Furky from Turkey. He's at 20, second highest game." Yeah, we were talking about Furky earlier. I mean, I think he's so important in this team in the postseason because he can come in and get hot and get a little unconscious.
The man's definitely worked his way into like postseason minutes. Like at the beginning of the year, like I don't know, like he was getting subbed out for Isaiah Joe minutes.
Yeah,
like that's talking about like how bad the stretch was earlier on. Like he was not a great player. Like if you look at the first month of the season, he did not average above double digits. He broke double digits once, and that was against the Pacers.
Mm-hmm.
Second month, very inconsistent. He had a lot of 0-point games. He broke double digits 4 times out of who knows how many games. It's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But then, like the past couple of games, man has been averaging about 40% from 3 on like 5 attempts a game. He's going to be that shot creator, like the shot taker that we need alongside like Danny Green and Seth cannot take all those shots for us. We need someone off the bench. That's where George Hill's going to come in. That's where Ferk's coming in. That's where Shake hopefully will come in if he finds that. Shake's been weird with shooting threes this season. He's been like oddly bad for a guy who is supposed to be known for shooting them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think running the point, he's a better spot-up shooter than he is off the dribble. Listen, Jay Lava, now I'm going to explode because I disagree with that. I don't think he needs to be a liability in the postseason, right? If you play great defense and you can just have some half-court offense to your game, right, you're not going to be a liability. Like if what I'm telling you, if you take 10 attempts, right, and he's back in the game getting guys open looks, he's not going to be a liability. Like there's too much talent on this roster for him to be a liability, and I'll continue to stand on that goddamn island because
totally.
I believe in fucking defense. Doesn't mean the dude doesn't need to score, but I believe being Pomsy, and I love Pomsy talk. And Pomsy talk translates because the one thing defense does, baby, is it travels. It's been traveling for 38 years that I've watched sports for. This bitch has traveled. And that's the one thing I know. And they always do. And if this team had a problem scoring, then I would say, okay, where's our closer? Where's number 21? Stop worrying about Ben Simmons having a carry. Worry about Ben Simmons just being aggressive and having a want-to. And if he has a want-to, we're going to be totally fine.
Yeah, especially if he's making his free throws. I think that's another big thing. Like if you're making your free throws consistently, all those assists, I'll respect that a lot more than when Embiid was out and you were averaging not even 10 points a game and you're basically getting carried by Tobias Harris. Like Tobias Harris was grabbing him by his legs and literally dragging him along. Like Ben was bad, but defensively, everyone wants to give him that slack, which at the end of the day, they do win championships when you play great defense. So I want to give Ben – I keep wanting to give Ben the benefit of the doubt, but it's hard because when we're paying these people like max contracts, he's getting paid as much as like Dame Lillard, who's averaging, I think he's definitely
29 points a game.
He might be averaging almost the most points per game.
No, he's second right behind Beal, but Beal also has not been playing like nearly as well as Damian Lillard or as impactfully as him.
Yeah, and Dame's impact is crazy. So I just want to see just a little bit of offensive production. Come on. We want to see that elbow jumper. We saw 3 of them that you made against OKC. Congratulations. Did you shoot anyone? Did you guys see Joe or Ben shoot any of those today? I don't think he
I
did.
did not see any. He had a couple of good touches around the rim that he's been missing. I feel like a lot of the recent struggles come from like Ben seems to play with a lot of feel. Like if he doesn't get that touch around the rim, then he's not going to be taking those shots. And a lot of his like layups and hook shots have not been going in. So he's started to like ease back off, try to look for those passes, try and look for the assist because he doesn't feel like he can get those.
Yeah.
He just needs to like break his funk, break his slump, get that aggression to like, yeah, I'm not fucking hitting a shot, but I'm going to keep fucking going until I do. And then I'm going to get that mojo going again.
Just keep running the offense through Joel Embiid like they are.
Exactly.
You're going to, like the attempts tonight I'm not worried about. He played great defense. He did other things well, too. He was a great distributor. And, 6 attempts in 24 minutes. I mean, that's fine because I think when he plays 36, he's going to get them 10 attempts that we need him to have. No, we're not talking. Listen, we talked about everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we talked for an hour now. So,
And we've definitely covered pretty much everything.
The Nets. We're really comparing what our expectations are for Ben Simmons going against the Nets. The Mavs, they're probably gonna be a first round exit. So
No, they definitely are. With who they'd have to play in the first round at this point, they're gonna probably play the Suns if they played right now. And the Phoenix Suns are on fire. And the Nets are going to be looked as one of the best teams on paper, maybe of all time. They're literally kind of a dream team on the offensive side, but they're so bad defensively. So that's why you just need a little bit from Ben Simmons going forward, especially if his defensive game is good during the playoffs. I think it'll lead to a championship.
No, CJ, don't apologize. We keep it real, but we're not going to sit here for an hour, 10 minutes on Ben Simmons offense.
Even though last week we did go on for an hour about Ben Simmons at Jimmy, but rightfully so.
Yeah, nobody scares me. I'm dead serious. I ain't scared of no ghost. I'm truly not. I'm not scared of anybody.
Yeah, Miami would be a good series, though. Hopefully getting that revenge against Jimmy.
If Joel Embiid is healthy, boys, I ain't scared of nobody. And I sure as ain't scared of Boston, Miami, Milwaukee. I'm just not. Maybe I'm a little nervous with the Nets. The Nets make me nervous.
But nobody can guard Embiid on that team. He'll be averaging almost 40 a night. As long as he doesn't have Chick-fil-A the night before, and doesn't go out and eat fast food before the game starts,
oh my God,
or gets hit by a meteor, I don't see why he can't score 40 points a game on DeAndre Jordan.
No, I mean, Tyler, you're right. They're a tough team. But I think they have a little bit of a down year because of the bubble and, their best player playing a ton of minutes. And can he respond back that quickly? They've done a good job of managing his load, but it depends what Jimmy Butler they have. If Jimmy goes off in the series, it's a different question. But if Jimmy's going like 20 and, and he shoots 10 for 22, they win shit.
Yep.
I also agree with what Marky just pointed out. Like Drummond, of all people, dogged the Nets without any of the other Lakers. So Embiid going up against that exact same defense, he's literally going to feast. That man is just going to fucking demolish them, hopefully.
Do you guys think Claxton's – he's probably going to be I don't know if they'll run like small. I mean, you really can against Embiid, but if nobody can guard Embiid, I don't know. They're just going to try to make him shoot, but he's going to be so dominant. He's just going to be going inside every time.
Yeah, I mean, they can't keep him from going inside with that personnel that they have.
I think they'll do that weird thing where they have like the backup center go against Joel. Like the thing that we did with Tony Bradley, where we'd have him starting and then have Dwight Howard be the backup. I think they'll do something weird like that.
I think that they're going to do a lot of what Toronto did, guys, which is automatically double and force somebody else to beat them. I think you're going to see a lot of that.
I think so too, but I feel like the difference this year is we have a lot of guys who can make them pay if they're going to double him.
Especially Tobias.
Yeah, you got to leave either Tobias open, you got to leave Ben open, or you got to leave Seth or Danny open. And all those guys are going to make you pay. Ben, the least of them all. But those other three are legitimate threats now.
Oh, yeah, and his trust for them when he gets doubled. And then Toronto, the back-to-back Toronto games when they did it to us, we won both of them games.
Mm-hmm.
So, we were able to. I mean, that's Toronto this year, not as good, obviously, but still to be able to, where they run the double at them as much as they did, and see, okay, we know we can beat teams when teams do this to us, and I think that's important as a group and in the locker room to know that. Where, dude, it's not all on you. Like if you're getting doubled, don't turn the basketball over. And the key thing about Joel Embiid this year, unlike any other year, is I thought other years he became and Joel Embiid is my favorite player, okay? And I love him, and it's like my son, and I can't say enough great things about my boy. All right, he's my other son. Cass is my real boy, but this is my first son. All right, but in 25 minutes tonight, the big thing that he's limited is his turnovers. Like that's the big thing from years past. He was like a dog on a hardwood floor in the fourth. Yeah. He's learned to calm down. Well, I tell players all the time that I coach in baseball, you got to play this game confident and calm. If you're panic mode, you're going to struggle. If you don't want a ball hit to you in baseball, it's going to hit to you and you're going to miss it, right? If you don't have confidence, you're going to barrel a baseball up, you're going to miss. So it's that matters. So that's what I really take the most out of his game that's changed from this year, from years past where he's grown.
I think another thing with last point on Ben Simmons is that he needs to really limit the turnovers. I'm not going to say he has to be perfect every game, but you can't have 5 turnovers a night. So I don't want to hit too much on Ben Simmons because it is what it is.
Yeah, see, tonight I'll take because tonight's one. Tonight's only a one piece, so that's a really good job. Him and Joe only turned the basketball over twice. If you love that, hit that damn like button. 73 people watching on YouTube, only 42 likes. What are we doing? Let's go. Come on, get us to 100. I
think they fell asleep while listening. I don't know.
Tom, people asleep. Come on.
Wake them up.
What, me yelling? Well, listen, I mean, come on, the road to 10K subscribers.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you guys want? This is the best sports talk that you're going to get in this goddamn city or around it. And I promise you that. There's a million shows on this damn platform, so it ain't all me. Like, I didn't build a platform just about me. All right? It's the voice of the fucking people. And people try to tell you now that's what they are. We've been doing this bitch for over 6 years now. So we ain't like the new kid on the block. We're here to take everybody down. We're here to take Barstool Philly down. Get out of my city, Barstool Philly. Portnoy, I love the choker collar and the fun times you have, but I'm here to fucking I'm here to eat more people. This is what I'm here to do. I'm here to break the way it's really done. To really talk sports and not pizza reviews. We're here to beat this bitch down.
Yes, sir.
There we go. That's the real Philly attitude.
I respect the hell out of him, obviously. He built a powerhouse. But if you ain't looking to take a powerhouse out, what you here to do, baby? We're here to be great. We ain't here to be mediocre. We ain't here just to play radio. We're here to change the fucking game, right? 6 years ago, it's Howard Stern Sports Talk. We don't care. We got no agenda, and I don't care about media access ever. People tell me when they join A2D, what about media access, Tom? I said, go to Twitter. All right, there's your media access. We don't need it, and I'll never, ever worry about a player coming on A2D because you don't like what I had to say, like Jalen Reagor. Jalen Reagor was going to come on, and they didn't like it because he wanted to.
Oh,
in my city, baby.
Jalen Reagor.
He was going to come on A2D?
He was going to come on, and he turned it down because he didn't like me being critical of his comments about our fan base. All right? I don't care. Miles Sanders was our boy. He used to share everything to his Instagram story. Well, crumb of the day he got. All right? You don't want to put a foot in the ground? I'm going to tell you how it is. Oh, block. All right. I see you.
Not Booby Miles.
I see you. So we're here to blow you up.
Yeah. We're gonna get Ben Simmons on here or something. I'll talk to him. I'm surprised we're not blocked from Simmons though. Wow. No, I did not know about Reagor though. Wow.
Yeah. Mr. Softy too.
Yeah. It's all the wide receivers we've been drafting. Hopefully we'll draft somebody that has balls.
I really hope that I'm going to be honest, I really hope that we don't draft a wide receiver this year in the first round. I'm really hoping that we just like buckle down. Hopefully one of the linebackers falls to us, or Patrick Surtain, the cornerback from Alabama. That'd be amazing. Like, just help bolster that secondary that literally does not exist aside from Darius Slay. And then get a guy in the second round. That'd be nice.
Yeah, Simmons did block ATD. That was a while ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I smoked him.
Wow.
Reger, I forget what he said about the fans. I forget. But he was the crumb of the day the next day, and then
It's weird. It's a hard sports city in terms of like the athletes, because it feels like they can't handle a lot of criticism. Like, the fans are honest and open about what they want, and if you don't perform to that level, they'll be honest about what you did.
Yeah. And that's the best thing about it. Like, we don't want to be like LA where we don't give a shit about any sports. They're not going to boo their fit. They'll never boo all their guys in LA. They'll never boo LeBron. It doesn't matter how bad they're playing. They just sit back in their $1 million cars and sunbathe and shit. But we really work. We work for our tickets for the games. We're a hard-working city, man.
I ripped Jimmy Butler in that same series, by the way. I just want to keep it 100 people. Jimmy Butler's one of the guys like I want in my war room. You know what I mean? Like, Jimmy Butler's a dog. So
yeah,
when you get 3 24-second shot clock violations, wake the fuck up, bro. Like, you got smoked too. He didn't go blocking anybody. He was the crumb of the day the next day because everybody wanted to give him a pass on it. And yeah, Ben's disappearing act against the Raptors. He got heat for it and didn't like it. So if you want, because I got on a jersey that I got to kiss your ass, you got another thing coming.
No way.
No, we ain't got to kiss nobody's ass. I take the jersey off and tell you, all right, that's not good enough. We need this, whatever the case may be. And listen, when Joel Embiid hasn't lived up to potential, he's gotten rolled up and smoked by me too.
Yeah.
What up, Larry? What up, Larry? Let's go, baby. What up?
Yeah, this is Larry.
I like Larry. Good dude. Hit that fucking like if you like Larry. Have a little respect.
There's a dog on here. Give us a damn like.
Yeah, I gotta like it for Larry. Come on.
Subscribe for Larry. No, and you can't be professional if you don't have thick skin. And you can't run your mouth on Twitter and then about how great you're gonna be and then not be great and then can't handle the criticism that comes with not being great. What? So
yeah.
But Phillies, let's get the Phillies. We'll shift it. And we'll wrap up with Phillies here. We'll probably go wherever you guys want to go, another 20, whatever.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
Because it's looking like a fun team to watch. And our poll question related to the Phillies was, the Phillies have shown you that they have a real shot at winning the NL East. Now, do you agree or disagree? And last night was telling to me, because the one thing you can't do is sweep and then get swept. All right? Yeah. I would have loved 2 or 3. Okay, that's a damn good baseball team. So can you go 4-2 over 6, right? And and to be down 3-0 and fight and scrap, and JT stealing the bag in the second inning to get that one run across, right? The little things that win you baseball games, right? The meaningful home runs from Harper and Didi, the Hoskins homer. You battled and you escaped there, right? And that tells me that you can. They do have a real shot to win in the NL East. They got to hit, timely hits, right? Crooked numbers, and they got to be able to pitch. And so far, the bullpen's been able to battle and get outs. And, we'll see if that can continue. And this Mets series is going to show us a lot too, boys. So what do you guys out there say to the poll? Ev, Will, what do you guys say to the poll as well?
Well, I do think we have a legitimate shot at winning. It's just we've seen this the last few years. I talked about it to Will today. We've had shots over the years. We've had hot starts. We were, I think, 10 games ahead at one point in the NL East, and we blew it. I feel like we do start off real well in the beginning of the seasons, but as soon as you hit that All-Star break after that, it just goes downhill. Usually, then you get swept by Miami. You can't have those. You got to be taking it to teams like that. I do think since we're in the better division, we're playing more games against division teams. I think it's good, especially if you make the playoffs. This is the best division really in baseball if you look at it with how the pitching is, how the hitting is. But yeah, I really do think like before I thought baseball. I hated watching baseball. I hated watching the Phillies because I get so happy and then they'd fuck it up every single year. It sucked to see, but now I'm actually enjoying watching baseball again. So before it just Gabe Kapler was an idiot and just like it was bad, especially before the Bryce signing.
No, I completely agree. Like, in all honesty, I've been so out from the Phillies since like 2009, last time we went to the World Series and we lost that one. Like, we've been searching for guys in the bullpen. For the past couple of years, no one could fucking pitch above like 90 miles per hour. People are just getting easy hits off on us.
Mm-hmm.
It was just not fun to watch because, like, I tell Evan, like, I still don't have faith in them yet because I feel like as soon as I have expectations for these guys because they're doing well right now, that we're gonna end up fucking it up like we usually do after the early hot start, and then just regress back to the mean of like 500 and miss the playoffs by like a game.
Mm-hmm. And it's a long season, too.
It's a super long season.
So I just think it's important the consistency level.
No, you're right. And consistency is the big key you have. And we just talked to Dykstra about it the other night. I mean, it's a grind, right? I mean, it's tough. And I really believe that if we continue to get outs the way we have, and we've team batting 225 against us, which is 10th in baseball, is really good. So that's a good start. Their earned run average as a team, I believe, is 11th in baseball. So that's right. So you're getting the pitching, and I think you're like 11th in like offensive stats, right? So they're right there, where you want to sort of be, and then can them hits be timely? And right now, early on in the season, they have been. But remember, this team has struggled in August and September. Now, the difference is this is a full off season, a full spring training of the new regime that they didn't get last year. So I think that's also important about creating a culture, right? I think it's important. And that's why I think this team has a legit shot at winning the NL East, because I think they're going to create that culture. They have a sense of urgency, and anything you bring in arm-wise is better. But like Will said, you have a bunch of guys that come out of this pen and throw 100 plus. Listen, major league hitters can hit, but if you can throw 100 plus and locate, you're gonna have success. And this bullpen's been very good early on. And if Aaron Nola and Zach Wheeler can deal, this team absolutely can win the NL East. But a lot of that's gonna fall on them two shoulders.
Yep, and especially with the other guys like Moore, Eflin. If Eflin can have that year where he's stayed consistent the whole year, like you've seen flashes of him, he could be a really, really good pitcher. But then you see him fall off at the end of each season. So I just really hope he stays his consistent level. And I feel like I don't think we should be like absolutely concerned about the 4 and 5, but it's gonna take a few games for us to see really with those guys. But the dumb mistakes what do we lose that? What was it, 3 days ago when we lost the game because Alvarado didn't throw home. I mean, the little things always matter, and these games are going to come down to a couple games. I don't think anyone's going to be bad in our division. So
it's the little things that win you baseball games. I tell my kids that all the time. We don't play 162, so the little things even matter more in 162.
Yeah.
Can you win a division in April and May? No. But can you put your stamp on shit? Absolutely. Now, you got to be able to win in August and September. But to get that, to create a good environment in your locker room is about winning. And if you can win early on, I think it bodes well for this team in September, October. Or sorry, well, hopefully October, in August and September. And I do believe, I know everybody's talking about center field. If Hazley don't play well and Quinn doesn't play well, you will see a Odubel Herrera. So you can write that fucking down somewhere, because that's a guy who can lose 25 baseballs for you. And in the 8 hole, if you can have that, because this lineup's dangerous.
Yeah.
Really is dangerous. And I already talked about it. Noah Wheeler are your difference makers. Can them guys be two of the top 20, 25 arms in baseball? Can they?
They could. And I agree with you that on the offensive side, I think we have a lot of hitters that are usually hit or miss. Like I kind of Hoskins is kind of changing my mind, but not so much yet. Usually he was that guy last year who would either hit a home run or just strike out, and it was mostly just strikeouts. But I think we have those other guys like Harper. Harper can kind of be like that sometimes, but like Segura, JT, they'll have those contact hitters, especially Baum. I think he'll be a pretty key player to this year. He was playing in the cleanup spot last game, so I think that's pretty interesting to see him in that spot already. But I'm really liking his progression.
Oh, his plate discipline is unreal. His ability to stay inside baseballs and hit balls and live in gaps is why he's going to make it in this league. And Rhys Hoskins is a big important part of this team. I mean, he's got to hit for us to get to where we want to, and so far so good. And done this, Kutch hasn't hit at all. Segura is just a pro's pro. But we got a lot of extra base hits from Hoskins. JT's hit the ball well early on here, and Alex had a bunch of timely hits. So I mean, lineup's dangerous. Acuna is great. I love Acuna, but he's not better than Trout. Sorry, not yet. I mean, you got to do that for a long time, baby.
Yeah,
like, doing this for a hot minute, and hasn't slowed down. So
it's just been recently for him. Like I don't want to sound biased because like Mike Trout's a South Jersey guy, so I might sound biased, but no, absolutely not. He's been doing this for years, where Acuna has been just doing it recently, So
no, I completely agree with that. Mike Trout is literally been. It's hard to describe like the just sheer level of dominance he had for like the years that he's done already. It's kind of like the LeBron James argument. Like when the new hotness comes along, like a new guy who's lighting up the league, you're gonna gravitate towards him because you want a new story. You want that new guy to be the absolute best guy. Yeah. When in all honesty, LeBron James is still probably the best player.
It's like it's kind of like the Giannis thing, or I don't know, the Luka. It's just everyone wants another story, but they forget about who I wouldn't say Trout's a GOAT, but he's surely up there. He's surely up there.
Oh, he's a GOAT. I mean, to be able to do what he's done over the longevity of it is amazing. It's about consistency. It's about being able to do it every day. About being able to make adjustments. Nobody makes better ones than him. But like back to us for a second, like Connor Brogdon's been great out of the pen.
Oh yeah,
for us. I would say Alvarado, besides the one mistake going home, has been great.
He's been good.
Sam Connor, great too. Or Connor, Coonrod has been good. So and obviously Hector. So you've got a lot of good arms out of your pen so far. And honestly, Noah and Wheeler's thrown well in their first two starts. I mean, both are 2.5 under earned run average, so it's not like they've gotten smoked.
Yep.
Tyler, you can't make the argument how many times you've been to the playoffs in baseball. I mean, it's the most team sport ever. So
one guy, especially one guy. This is probably the sport where one guy means absolutely nothing. Not absolutely nothing, but it's just such a small. Where in basketball, one guy can mean so much. You said it's really
the best player in the game. What are we talking about? Acuna's great. Tatis is great. Soto's great. I love them young players, right? I freaking love Acuna. I hate loving Acuna. All right, I hate loving Freddie Freeman, but like I respect the hell out of the Braves. But Mike's the best player in baseball right this second, and it's not up for debate until he doesn't have MVP caliber years ever. Goddamn year. And the fact of the matter is, look at that Angels roster. Look at their pitching staff over the years. It's been flat out fucking atrocious. But if you want to tell me that he's the reason they haven't gone to the playoffs, that everything around them stunk, and he's still with MVP. Think about that. He has no protection in his lineup ever. He finally does with Ohtani and Rendon. He finally has protection. He's never had it. And he's won MVPs. What are we talking about? Justin Upton protection? I mean, I like Upton, but that lineup's always been able to hit. Problem is they've had no pitching, none. So don't even tell me that he's not the best player in baseball. And I freaking think Acuna's a flat out freaking pimp. And where's my Philly Acuna, right? His chain wears me out. I mean, the chain is gigantic and it wears me out. So I know all about Acuna. You see Acuna every day. That's why you're going to try to tell me. You see Acuna more. If you saw Mike Trout as many times you saw the Braves, you would have a different opinion. What team's better? Freddie Freeman's better than Acuna. I hate to break it to you right now. Freddie Freeman has proven over his longevity that he's better than Ronald Acuna and means more to the Braves than Ronald Acuna. And I'll bet everything. And I'll go to war with that. And I think the Braves would too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, baby, you talking baseball with me now. I mean, you know, there's other sports, and I know my shit. But you don't come here, Ty. Don't come up in here. Don't come up in here. All right? Breaking Freddie Freeman, professional hitter. You're going to tell me Acuna's better? Look at the numbers. Forever. Acuna's a pimp. Freddie Freeman, Gold Glover. Probably should have been a 10-year Gold Glover. All right? But you got to almost win one to get a bunch.
Yeah.
Come on. I
would say Bryce is overrated. I think he's actually become underrated just because of how many haters he has. I think this
is the thing.
He didn't have much of a season last season, but he can easily step it up.
It's simple. Well, it's simple. When he wants to live the other way, and he wants to freaking trust himself that way, he's a top 5-10 player in baseball. When he gets pool happy. Like, listen, slumps are going to happen. This is a 162. They are building slumps. Now, can you the difference of greatness and top 5 MVP votes, right? Can you limit your slumps to a week, to 2 weeks? Can when the dog days of summer happen, can you continue to fight through it? The consistency is what makes you great in this sport or in any other sport. Can you do it every day? And to him, he's had flashes of being a top 5 player in the league, top 10. But his problem is his slumps last too long.
Yeah.
So can you limit that a little bit? And I'll be up in his ass. And Kyle knows this because I have since we signed him. I love Bryce. He's a worker. He's hard-nosed. Every 100 miles an hour. He's too smart and too great of a hitter not to know that. And he knows it. And that's what will drive me crazy with him. But I love him. And he's coming into the prime years of his career. Let's be real. I mean, 27 years old. This is your prime years. So this is when he's going to put it all together. And I have all the confidence in the world of him having a full 158, say 156 season, and hitting the cover off the fucking ball. Let's go. He's got protection all around him.
I agree, 100%.
I'm excited. But no, Trout's the best player in baseball. I don't want to hear otherwise.
Completely agree with that statement.
Wow. And I hate Millville. So, I mean, whatever the fuck it is. I don't give a rat's ass about Millville. I care less where he's from. He can literally grow up in my backyard. He can, you know what I mean? Like, got him in the Airbnb in the garage. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what he could be. And I've been best player in baseball. Like, he could have grew up freaking in Washington State. He's the best player in baseball. And he's still young. He is.
Yeah, he is still young. That's the craziest part.
Well, if you could vote in guys to the Hall of Fame right now, he would get voted in right now. Like,
he definitely would be. Like, the career he's already had is just absurd.
Are you numbering me? How are you not? Tyler, we got about 15, 10 minutes left, whatever the hell we got left. And you're going to number me? You're going to number me with the best player in baseball? That's what you're going to do? Because I'm not Uncle Numbers, but I'll go to it. Because my eyes usually remember shit and whatever. Okay? So I'll fucking answer your question. First off, the dude last year, let me just pull him up really quick. Okay? Because I like that. I like the smoking. And you put it on. First off, he's hit 441 early on this year. So good start. Let's just keep it real. Guys has 300 home runs already. He's a career 305 batter, which is freaking absurd. He batted 281 in the small games last year. It's 17 home runs in 53 games. Let's just go over the year before, Ty. too. Real quick, and we'll leave the Trout on this. 291, 45 home runs, 104 RBIs. I mean, where does it end? He played 134 games that year too, and still did that. I mean, the guy averages 40 plus a year. He's going to bet you 300. He's going to walk 100 plus times. All right, he's going to steal bags. All right, he's going to hit a ton of doubles. I mean, come on. Come on. Who's a better player right now than Mike Trout? Who?
I really can't name anybody. No.
Honestly, I don't have a single name.
And he's off the.
That might be close, with like
Freddie
It's
Freeman.
hard to base off it because we're only we're not even. Are we even 10 games in?
We're 9 games in for the Phillies season. I don't know about everyone
It's
else.
only been 9 games in. It's pretty early to tell, but Trout has that consistency to him, to where some of these other younger players, you really haven't seen them over the last few years on a consistent basis, especially since last year. Really played 60 games, so.
Could have batted 250 last year. Okay. And I know it's a smaller sample size, but his numbers were nowhere near Trout's.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, the year before in the full year he batted 280. So I don't know if the average is going to be there. I mean, obviously this year he's got 4 homers, batting 444. Like I get it. But does he? When he cools down, when does he pick it back up? Like I know Mike Trout's going to cool down and pick up. So until somebody takes it away, it's him. Kyle's a Yankees fan, said the Phillies will make the playoffs, even win a round. Not title contenders yet, but they're getting there. And Kyle, you know what can make them title contenders? Depending on what they do with the deadline.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Tower O'Connor's a pimp. What the hell? He's not better than Trout yet. Knock it off. I can't believe you're still arguing this.
Wait, is that the same guy who said he was going to bet you $500? No, it's not. Okay, I was making sure.
Different Tyler.
I think that guy, he didn't want to bet.
I mean, Soto. Soto's a pimp. I mean, you can make a case that he might end up with better numbers than everybody. So you don't know. There's a lot of great players in baseball. So there's that. Anything else?
I got nothing else for this show. This is a fun time having me on. Thank you guys.
Yeah, well, thanks for having me.
Yep. Thank you for coming on. Appreciate it.
Anytime. Everybody out there listening, we thank you. We can't thank you enough. Let's go, Phillies. Doubleheader tomorrow. Real quick, we'll end it here. 4-game series. What do you got? I'll say 3 out of 4 against the Mets. Let's go.
I'm going to say 2 out of 2.
Screw you, Ev.
You know what? I'll go with 3 out of 4. I'll be a little optimistic this time. We'll see.
Let's go. Guys, I can't thank you guys all for the comments. There's a million of them. You guys are the best. Ty, I love it. I love disagreements. It's agree to disagree radio. That's what A2D stands for. Sports talk is built on disagreements. It's not built in a library, baby. It's built to yell, scream, and go at each other.
Yep.
All my best friends, this is what we do. So, Ev, Will, great show. Everybody out there, we thank you. Turn your damn alerts on. Shows daily here. Numerous shows a day. You ain't following, we can't help you.